Welcome back to Podcasting for Real Estate Pros, where agents learn to attract clients, build trust, and stand out with the power of podcasting. Let's dive in. Checking your download numbers every day like they're your podcast blood pressure. Yeah, let's stop that right now. It's kind of like getting on the scale every day. You gain a pound, then you lose a pound, then you gain 2 pounds, and then you lose a pound. Not all stats are created equal, and some are straight up just distractions. Hey there, it's your host, Sue Willoughby, and today we're getting into podcast analytics, but we're going to make it real estate agent friendly. I'm going to tell you what numbers actually move your business forward and which ones are just vanity metrics dressed in data. Here's the deal. Once again, you're not Joe Rogan. You don't need 1 million downloads per episode. That would be nice, but it's not necessary. You need the right people listening, connecting, and eventually hiring you or referring someone who will. So focus on progress, not popularity. So what are the metrics that actually matter? Number 1, episode completion rate. These are people that are finishing your episodes, okay? If your episode completion rate is super low, that means that people are just popping in and then shooting back out again. So are people finishing your episodes? If they're dropping off after 5 minutes, maybe your intro's too long or your content needs to be tightened up a little bit. Number 2, listener retention over time. Are people coming back for more or are they just one and done? A small but loyal audience will convert better than a massive flaky one. Think about Instagram. You may have 50,000 followers, but only 10 of them are actually engaging and paying attention to your content. Number 3, unique listeners per episode. Here's the key. You don't need a ton. If 50 people listen every week and 5 of them become leads this year, that's a pretty good ROI. Number 4, DM replies or email responses. Hey, I listened to your episode on open houses. Can we chat? That is a direct result, and that is real impact. So when you're doing your call for actions, see what your ROI is. Start tracking those numbers. Number 5, repurpose and share the results. So which clips are getting the most reactions? So as you're repurposing your content in multiple ways, try and track where it's coming back to you. So which ones are getting the most reactions? Which ones are people interacting with? What's getting saved, shared, or commented on? That content is the content that you're going to double down on. Now, here's what you can ignore. Total lifetime downloads. While it may feel impressive, it means almost nothing. So you could have 10,000 listens from people who bounced right after your intro. Get it out. Don't just erase that from your memory, okay? So total lifetime downloads are irrelevant, basically. Charts and rankings. This is going to fluctuate constantly. It's not reliable and it's not relevant to your real-world success as a podcaster. Week 1 numbers. Now, the first week that your podcast is out, unless you did a mega launch, your numbers are going to be probably pretty low. Most episodes build momentum over time, and evergreen content means long-term wins and long-term listeners. So if you're creating content that is evergreen, and by that I mean is relevant for long periods of time, people can binge that and listen to it over and over again, and new people will come in, find those older episodes, those evergreen episodes, and then listen to them at that time. So you never know, but evergreen content means long-term wins. So here's a little hot tip for you. Set a monthly check-in. Track these 3 items every month. Most played episode of the month, completion rate, and how many CTAs turned into action. So check those DMs, those opt-ins, those consults. Those are going to be easy because if people are signing up for your email list, you're going to say, oh, I had 20 people sign up for my email list this week. Or I had 4 consult calls as a result of the podcast or as a result of a post that I made from the podcast. So if the answer to any of these questions or all of these questions is none, then it's time to tweak. Don't panic and don't quit. Please just revise, refine, and then check again next month. So just to be clear, podcast stats are like real estate comps. They give you context, not identity. The goal isn't to go viral. The goal is to get visible, be valuable, and stay consistent. It's the same thing with your real estate business. You need to keep showing up, providing value, and being consistent. All right, in next episode, we are going to dive deep into the mindset side of things, because no amount of downloads will help you if your imposter syndrome is screaming louder than your mic. Until then, watch the trends, ignore the noise, and trust your voice. You're building more than a podcast. You're building authority. Okay, are you ready to stop goofing around and actually launch your podcast? If so, my course, Podcasting for Real Estate Pros, is now open. Use the promo code LAUNCH at checkout for some special bonuses. The link is waiting for you in the show notes.